さあ、銃を捨ててもらおうか。どうした？早くしないと。
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I know almost 40% of my viewers are people who aren't subscribed, and I hope that today will be the day that I earn that. There's a little red button below the video that says subscribe, and I hope that you'll consider doing that. It just makes finding my videos easier and staying updated easier. Now, we all know that beautiful, attractive women in comics, cartoons, or video games are inherently evil. They are something that should be corrected, that should be updated. And shirtless men, well, that makes sense.
We put together a sort of best of moments.
Oh, cool.
All right.
I can't say goodbye.
That's all that
off.
matters to
Yeah,
us.
that's
We
all that
just look
matters.
at that, yeah.
I really
Yeah.
cashed in on that one.
There's the body and then blah, blah, blah. You talk.
That's totally normal. Shirtless, ripped men that look just like me. Totally normal. Nothing odd about that. Not worried about their combat effectiveness. But, you know, women, for some reason, yes, it's a big deal. Well, you know what is also a big deal? Father's Day. And Father's Day is coming up. And look, Ridge Wallet. I love them. It's the easiest ad read I can possibly do. I've been using their wallet since the day I got it, and I absolutely love it. And your father, the man or woman in your life who might want a wallet, I now have a special promo code. Just check out their website, give it a try. They have an amazing return policy if you don't like it. They've got hundreds of designs that you can choose from, different materials. I just got this new titanium one, probably gonna give it to my dad. We'll see. And remember that they've stuck by this channel and others when controversy strikes. So if you've ever thought about trying out a Ridge wallet, make today that day. Now, Cowboy Bebop is coming to Netflix, and you know when something you love comes to Netflix, it's gonna be trash. Right? A perfect example I could give, actually, even in like the non-woke variety that I've noticed is, remember when Trailer Park Boys came to Netflix and it was just Garbo? Now, I don't know if they just ran out of ideas because they had so many seasons or whatever, but it, you know, TPB used to be my favorite show, and I still rewatch like the first 7 seasons religiously right around Christmas time. I'm really disappointed that they gave up on on their website on SwearNet, they had a little show called like Making Stuff with Ricky or whatever, when Ricky's Workshop. That they stopped making that. They stopped making all their kind of classic material. And maybe money has something to do with that, or running out of ideas. But here we go. Netflix Cowboy Bebop series, quote, will not be one-to-one adaptation. Faye Valentine's costume to be censored. Quote, we need to have a real human wearing that. Wow, it definitely isn't possible for a real human to wear that. I mean, look at this. Look at this fake human wearing that. Look at this fake human wearing that. I mean, there's just, oh, that one got kind of grainy, but there's another real human wearing that. So I don't want to hear it. At least tell us the truth, that you don't like attractive women, and that you don't want to answer to the 12 weirdos on Twitter that have nothing better to do than bring beautiful women down. The same people that thought it was stunning and brave and empowering for girls to be strippers are the same people now that are saying you can't dress attractively. They can't figure out what they believe, which is why they should be ignored. And I wish more people would understand. I know my viewers do. My viewers get it. There's a role for a good-looking variety of women and men. different strokes for different folks. Some people like them thick, some like them thin, some like them big, thick, and juicy. Some like them whatever. Cool. I mean, whatever you're into, but don't act like there ain't plenty of people I'd simp for her, guaranteed. Like, I mean, like legendary level, like go homeless, living outside of Starbucks, so I still had Wi-Fi, so I could pay for her Patreon and OnlyFans accounts. I mean, so don't act. The whole "where are their organs" people are so freaking misguided. They're not even honest in their take, because a quick Google search can show plenty of people that could pull off a particular look. But while production staff has been adamant that Netflix's live-action adaptation of the classic sci-fi anime Cowboy Bebop intends to remain faithful to the vision of the original space western, series writer Javier Grillo Marush, I think that's how you pronounce it, recently confirmed that the series will not be a one-to-one adaptation. Which, okay, look, I get it. There are just some things that won't work, but that's just not how it works with Netflix. Look what they did to The Witcher. It's basically a show about powerful women. It still works because it's still true to spirit about Witcher, but it's not like what anyone really expected. But they pulled it off in season 1. I'd give the show a 7 out of 10. Let's see what season 2 brings. He confirmed changes like outfit swap to Faye Valentine, less glamorization of smoking, and the original narrative. Yeah, everybody, just, oh my God. When will these people learn? You know why I started smoking when I was a kid? Not because I saw it on a cartoon. Not because I saw it in a movie. It's because people told me not to. It's the same reason people start smoking herb. All right? When everyone says, ooh, this is something evil you shouldn't do, and then you go ahead and you try it yourself, and you're like, oh, wait, this actually isn't evil. I actually don't want to be shooting up and robbing the convenience store. I'm just fun eating potato chips and having Mountain Dew. Then what happens? You tell your friends, dude, this thing that they said was so terrible, you gotta try it. This is just that. This used to be a conservative thing, and it was terrible then, and now it's a liberal thing, and it's terrible now. It's in fact worse, because liberals used to fight for free speech and freedom of expression, but having attractive females somehow right now isn't freedom of expression. And yeah, the arguments will come in. Ugh, bearded man can't fap to cartoon. Ugh. Make no mistake about it, that is gaslighting. I have plenty of things to fap to, I assure you. I don't need it in my cartoons or my live-action remakes of beloved animes. There's plenty out there. My point is, at least be honest. If you're going to make a character less attractive on purpose, don't you dare come out here and act like you're doing something progressive. Don't you dare come out here and act like, well, that's not a normal... No normal human could look like that. There's plenty. Yeah, I live in Wisconsin. There are far fewer and, far between. But if I went to Denver, I could throw a stone and find a girl that looks like this. Are you joking me? He drew a comparison to Star Wars franchise and noted how one could give them different hair and different clothing and call it something different. We ain't playing Bebop. Bebop is playing us. You can't look at Cowboy Bebop and say, well, it's just a takeoff point. We're just going to give it different hair and different clothing, and we're going to call it something different. It's just sort of going to be a loose thing. If you're going to do Cowboy Bebop, you're doing Cowboy Bebop, It's kind of like doing Star Wars, ironically, because Star Wars is a disaster, modern-day Star Wars. So is that the line of thinking you want to go with, that modern-day Star Wars is something to look up to? Ironically, given the comparison of recent fast and loose handling of Star Wars canon and material quality, Grillo proceeded to note that while the show will feature an original narrative, as the team wished to avoid fans of the show looking at it and say that we failed them or failed the original, facilitated by the extension of episodes from 22 minutes to a full hour, the new narrative will try to tell a broader story of Spike and the Syndicate, Spike and Julia are vicious, and all that. He elaborated. You've got a show where 26 episodes are full of very colorful and villains, very colorful stories, colorful adversaries, bounties, and all that. We're not going to go one-on-one or one-to-one and tell all those stories. We're also going to try the broader story of Spike and the Syndicate. And then that's not necessarily the worst thing. If you're looking to adapt something and you want to add to it, that's actually great. But also, if you want to try to change things and push modern-day narratives, that doesn't work. In direct opposition to his attempt to assure fans that the team fully indicated to capture the true spirit of the original anime, they also revealed that certain mature elements of the show would be toned down. Oh, you mean the elements that people like about the show, the elements that make the show memorable, you've got to tone those down. Specifically, he noted the smoking habits of characters such as Spike and Faye would be less glamorized. He also explained that Faye's design was changed in order to, quote, have a real human wearing that. Here's one. Why don't you call her? She appears to be wearing it just fine. Other smaller changes are also being made in translation, as one would expect. For example, Faye's revealing costume for the anime has been toned down a bit for Netflix's costume design because, as Grillo put it, we need to have a real human wearing that. And while characters still smoke, they haven't made me less glamorized to reflect modern sensibilities. Grillo told us that finding a balance between honoring the spirit of the original and adapting to the medium and audience. No, you're not adapting. You're not adding anything. You're censoring it. That's what you're doing. You're saying, and I want to have a legitimate argument against one of these idiots that are like, oh, God can't fap to it. Okay. You are identifying, in the simplest terms here, you are identifying something that you believe is bad and then removing it or changing it materially. In what world is that not censorship? Now, you can lean into it, and that's fine, but don't act like what you're doing isn't pushing your own personal beliefs on the show. Don't act like there aren't, quote, real women that could wear that costume. There are plenty of them. Thousands of them. Tens of thousands of them. And you know what? Probably hundreds of actresses that could do it. Thousands of actresses that could probably do it if you include like Bollywood and Japan. So get out of here with that. Of course there are women that could wear this costume. Of course there are actresses that could wear this costume. You're changing it because you want to push your own ideologies. You don't want all the screechers on Netflix talking about where are her, or on Twitter complaining about where her organs are. Instead, you want to give them a different narrative to say, gamer bros mad because they can't fap to a cartoon or the rendition of a cartoon. All right, fine. Enjoy your mediocre audience. I'm sure the original fandom is going to react extraordinarily well to you softening their famous gritty show in order to push your, to make sure everything stays sanitized here in the West. Pirate everything. I mean, don't. I mean, you know what I mean. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.